Imagine waking up one day and discovering that the biggest football tournament on Earth is about to become even bigger. For nearly 3 decades, the FIFA World Cup featured 32 national teams. Millions of fans grew up watching that format. It gave us legendary moments, unforgettable goals, and some of the greatest football stories ever told. But in 2026, everything changes. For the first time in history, 48 teams will compete for football's biggest prize. That means more matches, more countries, more fans, and more drama than ever before. But why did FIFA decide to change a tournament that was already successful? Was it about helping smaller nations? Was it about growing football worldwide? Or was it simply about money? Let's find out. The FIFA World Cup is the most watched sporting event on the planet. Every 4 years, billions of people stop what they are doing to watch nations battle for glory. Since 1998, the tournament featured 32 teams. The format worked well. Fans understood it, players loved it, broadcasters made huge profits from it. So when FIFA announced an expansion to 48 teams beginning with the 2026 World Cup, many supporters were surprised. Some celebrated the decision. Others feared it would reduce the quality of the competition. To understand why FIFA made this change, we need to go back in time. The first FIFA World Cup took place in 1930.
Only 13 teams participated. Travel was difficult. International football was still developing. Many European nations chose not to attend because the tournament was held in South America. As football became more popular, FIFA gradually increased the number of participating teams. The tournament expanded to 16 teams, then 24, then 32. Each expansion brought more countries into the football family. More nations gained the opportunity to dream. More fans became connected to the World Cup. By the early 2000s, football had become truly global. Yet many regions still felt underrepresented. Africa, Asia, North America, and Oceania often received fewer qualification spots than Europe and South America. As a result, strong national teams frequently missed out on the World Cup. FIFA argued that the world's biggest sport should include more of the world. In 2017, FIFA officially approved a major expansion. The World Cup would grow from 32 teams to 48 teams. The first tournament using the new format would take place in 2026. At first, FIFA proposed 16 groups of 3 teams. However, concerns quickly emerged. Fans worried about boring matches. Experts feared teams would play for draws. There were concerns about fairness. Eventually, FIFA adjusted the format. The 2026 World Cup will feature 12 groups of 4 teams. The top teams from each group will advance. Additional best-performing teams will also move into the knockout rounds. This means more nations will have a chance to compete while maintaining the excitement of traditional group stage football.
But inclusion was only one reason behind the expansion. The World Cup generates billions of dollars through broadcasting rights, sponsorships, ticket sales, and commercial partnerships. More teams create more matches. More matches create more television content. More television content attracts more advertisers. More advertisers mean more money. From a business perspective, expanding the tournament made sense. FIFA projected significant increases in revenue through the larger format. At the same time, the organization argued that additional income would help fund football development around the world. Supporters of the expansion believed everyone would benefit. Smaller nations would gain experience. Emerging football markets would grow. More fans would see their countries represented on the biggest stage. Critics remained skeptical. Some feared weaker teams would reduce competitiveness. Others worried about player fatigue. After all, modern football calendars are already crowded. Club competitions, continental tournaments, domestic leagues, and international matches place enormous demands on players. Adding more World Cup matches raised concerns among coaches and medical staff. Despite those concerns, preparations continued. Then came another historic announcement. The 2026 World Cup would be hosted by 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Never before had 3 nations jointly hosted a FIFA World Cup. The scale of the tournament required massive infrastructure. More teams meant more stadiums, more training facilities, more hotels,
More transportation networks. The 3 host nations offered exactly that. The United States brought world-class stadiums. Mexico contributed deep football culture and history. Canada added new markets and passionate supporters. Together, they created the largest hosting project in World Cup history. Here are some fascinating facts about World Cup 2026. It will feature 48 teams, the highest number ever. It will include more than 100 matches, making it the largest World Cup tournament in history. Mexico will become the first country to host World Cup matches in 3 different tournaments. The United States is expected to welcome millions of visiting supporters. Several nations could qualify for their first ever World Cup because of the expanded format. This means fans may witness completely new football stories unfold. Future stars from smaller football nations might emerge on the world stage. Just as many fans first discovered players from countries like
Croatia, Senegal, and Morocco during previous tournaments, World Cup 2026 could introduce new heroes to the football world. The expansion of the World Cup is about more than numbers. It represents a shift in football's identity. For decades, the World Cup was dominated by traditional football powers: Brazil, Germany, Argentina, Italy, France. Now, more countries will have a seat at the table. Young players from developing football nations will see a clearer pathway to the biggest tournament on earth. National federations will gain motivation to invest in coaching, youth development, and infrastructure. Fans who previously watched as outsiders may finally see their countries compete. Whether you support the change or oppose it, there is no denying one fact: the World Cup of 2026 will look different from every tournament that came before it. Football has changed dramatically since the first World Cup in 1930. What started with 13 teams has grown into a truly global event. The expansion to 48 teams is FIFA's biggest tournament change in decades.
Supporters believe it will make football more inclusive. Critics worry about quality and scheduling. The debate will continue, but when the opening match kicks off in 2026, history will be made. The world will witness the largest World Cup ever organized, and the success or failure of this experiment could shape football's future for generations. What do you think about the new 48-team World Cup? Will it make the tournament better, or do you prefer the traditional 32-team format? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoy football stories, tactics, history, and deep dives into the world's biggest sport, subscribe and join us for the next breakdown.